All right, what's up, everybody? It's going live like in a second, but
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
what's up, everybody? We're here with Ricky Wysocki, two-time world champion and 2017 Jonesboro Open champion. How
How's
you
it
do?
going, guys?
How you doing, Ricky?
Good, good. Glad to join you. Thanks for having me. It should be fun. I'm excited to spend some time with you guys, answer some questions, and talk about this awesome course.
Yeah, and as we watch Simon dunk it right into the
Yeah.
trees, I love watching Simon play, man. He's very like expressive and very
Oh
like
yeah.
emotive, so it's always
He's
super fun to watch.
totally. He's entertaining for the crowd, but he's also entertaining for the group that he's playing in too. So it's a double whammy, I think.
Yeah, man, for sure. So, I mean, the big reason we're doing this is because this is today, right around now, actually, you would be finishing up you'd be like on the final stretch of your Jonesboro 2020 Open round. Uh, but we can't do that, unfortunately, because of the global pandemic. So, we're watching 2017, which is the first year this tournament was held. Um, so, yeah, what was your first impression? This is your first year playing the event, right?
Yeah, yeah. 2017. This place was amazing. I think this first year they really showcased the course really well. It's an amazing course to begin with, but this was the first year that really started to get the name out there for the course. I mean, it's a bomber course, lots of par fours, a par five, even to finish on 18. So there's just such a good variety, and I think us playing this year in 2017 really started showcasing it and making it showing everybody that it's a disc golf pro tour worthy course. So
Yeah.
that part was awesome. And yeah, it's just such a really good design. It's good for spectators. It's a challenge for us. It's good hill, a lot of rolling hills, and a lot of fun shots. So I think that it applies to a lot of different, skill sets of players. You can play well if you're a bomber because it's obviously long holes, but there's some tunnel shots and some OB and stuff to really make it to where it's not just a distance contest. You have to control your shots too.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can see like I mean, this isn't a woods hole, but it's still wooded. Like
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah,
There's a lot of variables on this hole. You got the low ceiling limb there, and then if the hole follows right. But if you go early right, you're really screwed. And
yeah,
there's jail on the right. So Chris threw it a little low. If you can get a skip up, yeah. See, that's on the right hand side. He's gonna have a little guarded putt, but yeah. Then you got a sloped green on the back side. So it's just there's a lot of variables. Simon hit that limb you want under, but I'm sure he'll pull off some circus shot like he usually does.
classic Simon. Yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, no, it's just the start is really awesome because it's like a rolling, and I'm sure you guys will probably if you guys stay for the front nine whenever they do that. When are you guys doing the front nine?
I don't know. That's a good question. We probably should have done it yesterday.
It's all good. But anyways, it finishes with a par five with the spectators, and it's just a really cool like rolling hill shot with it takes you can eagle the hole, so it's fun as a player to really try and attack and get that eagle.
Yeah,
And but there's punishment. I've seen top players take 6, 7 doubles and triples on it too. So there's just a wide variety of different outcomes that can happen on not just that hole, but a lot of holes out here, and that's what makes it fun. Especially like 2017, I played really well, and but it can go the other way too. The wind can kick up and it has teeth. So that's what we like in a course. You want to get rewarded for good shots, but if you're off a little bit, you can get punished, and that's just part of how this course plays.
yeah, that's awesome. And dude, look at CD before he had the big beard.
Yeah.
He looks like 15
Oh
years
yeah,
younger. He looks like a little
totally.
kid.
I know.
That's awesome. And I see
You get
you got the Corona beard growing.
Yes, I do. Yep. No one to cut my hair, so I was like, oh, I might as well just let it go, cape style.
I
Yeah.
I'm wearing hats indoors now because
I right.
because it's just like
Exactly. You don't
it's
want to
out of
showcase.
control. Yeah.
I hear you.
And
That's so fun.
you threw a beautiful like low. I think you're probably one of like three people in the world that can do that. Throw that low
Yeah.
penetrating sidearm 400 like just on the nose, man.
Yeah, no, that was a good shot. I hit so there's like a little bare spot like 40, 50 feet short of this basket that if you hit it, you can skip and flare it to the basket. And I kind of hit that. Whereas Chris just missed it. And that's why he kind of stopped 40, 50 short to the right, as you saw over there.
Yeah.
So I got that extra flare, whereas he kind of stuck in the Velcro, throwing a very similar shot. But yeah, I threw a felon and because that low ceiling that Simon hit is really plays the biggest factor in that hole because you want to throw it under that limb but still get it up and over because you got to go over that slope because the basket's a little bit uphill. So it's a great hole. This next hole is a hyzer you got to go way left, but you don't want to go too early left. And that's a good shot, and then it leads to a sidearm kind of spike shot to the right. So you see a lot of us players throwing just a big hyzer and then a big turnover sidearm into the green.
So it's kind of like a little S, almost like an S curve kind of.
Exactly. Yep. It's
Yeah.
like an S curve kind of hole. Johnny, he's nice, keeps his form nice and low, and has a lot of power.
Yeah, I love watching Johnny, man. I remember I was filming Masters Worlds, and he threw like 100 feet further than every other guy out there. Like that dude just absolutely crushes.
Yeah, I mean he throws just laser beam. He throws so far just on a low liner laser beam golf line. It's so fun to watch.
Yeah, man. For sure.
Yeah, he's amazing. And Chris is just super consistent. He's just throwing right to point A to point B, getting birdies. He's not going to really have any blow up holes, and his form allows him to really manage the courses really well, and so that's why you always see him play really well at a lot of different styles of courses.
Yeah, gosh, I wish we got to see him out west a little bit more. It would be so cool to watch Chris play De La. Like that would be so fun.
Yeah, that's right up his alley. His game is made for De La.
Yeah.
Just not getting too aggressive because he never gets in trouble and goes down the De La cliff rolls. He's really good about being cautious like that. Who was that?
I missed that. Oh. Yeah, so this is cut from the live footage, so okay. It's you know, we've come a long way in live footage.
No, for sure, totally.
So you got a 6-shot lead. It looks like on Johnny. Simon's back there. Nico.
I played really well this year. I think that nobody really knew what to expect going to the event. It was the first year, and it was a new venue, so we're kind of like, I didn't really know if I was even going to play, but I'm definitely glad I did because this course is a blast to play. I'm kind of bummed we're not playing it this year.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's kind of like a staple on the tour now. I feel like everyone is kind of like, disc side of heaven. It's just like another course that we talk about as
totally
part of the conversation as like one of the really good courses that we have.
Yep. So Johnny went into the right bushes. That's if you saw it off early, you don't see him throw too many sidearms.
Yeah, I've heard that these trees out here are like if you're in these bushes, you're just dead. Like it's
no, they're manageable enough. Like I went into them a little bit. You see a lot of people go in there just because you have to cut that corner so tight to get to the basket.
Mm-hmm.
If you go way around it, you're going to be pushed deep because of gets placed. But yeah, the bushes and trees are manageable. But if you do get in there, like you said, it is brutal. It's going to cost you almost a stroke guaranteed. There's almost no scramble ability.
Yeah, for sure. So where are you spending the pandemic? Where you're not? Are you in Ohio?
Yeah, no, I'm in Northern California right now in Redding. So after Waco, I have some friends up here, and I just figured this is kind of a good isolated spot. Not too much craziness going on right now up here, so I was kind of out of the way, and so it's just somewhere where I felt comfortable. I felt like there wasn't too much craziness. So I've been fishing. I've been doing.
I saw you fishing on IG earlier today.
Yeah.
Was that today?
That was last night. So I just bought like a blow up boat from Walmart, and me and my friend been going and I caught like a 3-pounder the other night, and I caught like a 5-pounder that I caught like last week. So it's been super fun to mix up the Netflix and couch surfing with some fishing and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's good to get outside and kind of be like, I'm not really near anybody. I'm just on the lake, pretty much with me and my friend, and that's it. So it's a good way to kind of stay responsible, but yet still be outside.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a nice putt, Ricky.
Yeah, that was getting windy too. So I was in that little tree patch, and I made a nice putt.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That was cool. Yeah.
What were you putting with? You putting with daggers, right?
Daggers. Yep.
Daggers. Yeah, I remember that.
Yep.
And now you're putting with like KC Pro.
KC AVR. Yep. Yeah. Similar putter, not as wide rim. The dagger's a lot wider, whereas the KC's a lot smaller profile.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the KC AVR that's like a famous putter. It's been used by everyone forever.
Oh yeah, all the way from Climo. Yeah, it's just a classic putter. It's just got the stiff feel. So if you're a push putter, it feels comfortable. It's got that nice glide, but it still drops like I like because I'm a high to low putter.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, the stiff putter just gives me a nice grippy but yet stiff. It's where I get a consistent release out of my hand.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah,
What's been your favorite, like, since you switched? What's been your favorite disc that you like have gotten to throw again?
I think the pig. I think the pig's been my go-to. I've been loving the pig. It's been awesome. It's just such a versatile disc. I can beat it up and throw it straight. I can throw it sidearm. I can throw it all
Oh,
different ways. Oh, it
Ricky,
looks like
what happened there?
gee, I hit that tree. So there's a tree right there, right that I hit that's in the actual OB. So basically, if you hit that, you're gonna almost drop OB 90% of the time. And I hit it and dropped, and now I'm dropping my drop shots right behind that tree. So it's really gonna be tough. Simon's going all out like usual on this one,
Yeah,
and it
this
looks like he turned it over if I'm not mistaken, a little bit, but he got away with it. I think.
this looks
He,
like
he
such a fun shot to just
Yeah,
like.
it's a crush. There's always wind. It's a par four. You want to try and bomb, but you want to get past that tree out there that you can see on the left,
Uh-huh.
on the bottom left of the screen. You want to get past that and kind of hyzer left so that way you can have a second shot in. I think Johnny's going to throw a good shot here so I can show you the good landing zone. Yeah,
Dude.
that's good. So that's pushing a little straight, so he's going to have a little awkward of a second shot. You even want to be more left. I mean, he's in a prime spot. But if you want to be in a super good spot, you want to be a little more left.
To just kind of cut the angle a little bit
Yeah,
better.
exactly. If you can just miss that tree and then hyzer off, kind of by where those cut spots are back, towards the fairway, you can kind of see it, the little V.
Yeah.
The left side of that V is a good spot to land.
Seems like a super, like, this hole seems super well designed. Just like.
Oh, this is amazing design because you can crush it and try and get up there. Like Simon probably has the distance to get up there for a putt. Chris looks like he's just throwing a nice crisp shot, just right down the middle with his point A, and now he's gonna throw his point B. So I got him almost double penalized. I'm OB, but then I'm right behind this tree also, so it's gonna
Mhm.
make it a tough shot. I'm throwing, it looks like probably a felon around the corner, and I skipped around. I have a putt, but that's gonna be a death putt,
Yeah.
especially in this wind. So yeah, I'm definitely I butchered this hole. I think I have a couple strokes with, but Johnny's gonna probably throw a backhand shield or something.
He throws
Uh,
these so good, dude.
he does. He was a
But
little deep, so that's gonna sail
yeah,
a
that
little.
that that's the problem I feel like with that shot, right? Is it kind of matches the angle of the hill and just keeps going.
Exactly. So the sidearm kind of, it plays with the hill a little better. Simon threw it really far, but he's just in the junk a little bit. I think that's his memo. He'd rather be way down the fairway into the junk rather than in the
Yeah.
fairway short. He can scramble something. So
That's
Chris,
more fun. More fun to throw that big shot off the tee for
oh
Simon. I
yeah,
feel
you
like.
want to
Yeah.
try and get up there for a putt. Yeah,
Yeah.
Chris is throwing a nice smooth, probably PA3 or something.
Oh yeah.
He got he had nice speed control on that and stopped the hill from really playing gravity on his disc. So I got a really tough putt. This is for par, and everyone else is putting for three, and I got like a 35, 40 footer, and yeah, it's tough. It's tough to really go for that putt, tough to really tell, but there's a big slope and drop off next back behind that green,
I mean,
and
you can
so
tell by how far down Simon is, basically.
exactly,
Yeah.
yeah. So he's got a good putt. He's putting uphill at least to where he's not. If he misses, he's not going to be rolling too far away, more than likely.
So, I mean, you play a lot of ball golf too, and oh, don't roll. Okay.
Oh,
So you play a lot of ball golf too, where like putting uphill in ball golf is a way bigger deal than it is in disc golf, but
yeah.
it's still a big deal in disc golf, right? Like, you as a putter, as like one of the
Oh,
best
yeah.
putters ever, like, what do you when you're putting uphill? How does that change your mentality?
Yeah, so I think our variable with that is like the slope does play a difference, but it's not as much. But the biggest thing is the wind. So like if it's windy enough, I want to go to the tailwind side of the basket and have a putt. That's basically the equivalent of putting uphill, as opposed to downhill. Would be like a headwind. Because it's a lot harder to putt in a headwind. You ask anybody, the tailwind's going to push you and help you, whereas the headwind's going to fight you. So just playing to the good wind spots. The slope does make a difference. Like on this hole, I would want to be down right of the basket, putting up. So the slope does make a difference. I think the wind, playing to the right wind spots, makes a bigger difference when you're really playing to putt from the right wind.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And you see Johnny just threw that
Yeah,
turbo putt.
yeah, totally. I think he does that when there's hill and elevation. I think he feels like he has a better chance.
Ah, that's so
Just
interesting.
Yeah. So I notice he does that a lot when there's hills or straddles or trees. Like, even if there's nothing in the way, for some reason when you're releasing high like that, it's a higher release point and he's putting uphill, so he has a better chance to get the right height maybe.
Oh, that's so interesting, because I feel
Yeah.
like from like, you know, us normal people that aren't like 10-20 rated, 10-30
Yeah.
rated, 10-40 rated disc golfers, it
Yeah.
just looks like random. Like we don't like why is he throwing a turbo
Oh,
putt there as opposed to normal putting? But that
right.
makes
Yeah.
sense.
I mean, once in a while he'll do it randomly just for fun, but more times than not, there's a reason why he's doing it. And just because I can't do it doesn't mean, there's still a reason. I'm sure there's a benefit to it, just like anything. Like I don't throw tomahawks or overhands, but people that do have an advantage on some holes. So it's just because I can't do it doesn't mean it's not an advantage. Okay, so this hole
This hole's
is tough.
interesting.
It's really interesting. So it's a
Yeah.
hyzer shot, and it looks like pretty easy from what you'd think on paper, but it's so tight. Like so, there's that first tree and then that second tree. You want to basically cut as close as you can to that second tree, and just throw a penetrating hyzer that goes straight, but still hyzers left. So Chris throws it. That looks a little wide, so it's probably gonna. Yeah, it's a little right of the basket. So that was a little right. It looked pretty solid. It's gonna be short. Simon, he's probably gonna throw a good shot. I'm sure. This seems like his type of hole.
This is like 350 plays like 450.
Yeah, exactly. So he see how it threw it real hyzer. That looks good. That's gonna probably skip up to the basket. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
that's a
perfect.
really good shot. It's a type of hyzer uphill to where you don't want to throw something super overstable. Otherwise, you're just gonna go right into the hill. You want to throw something that's gonna glide and kind of glide hyzer around the hill.
Exactly. Yeah.
Spike. I threw it a little low, but if you can get a skip, it's like a 50-50 whether you get a skip. It looks like he's all right.
I think we might have missed yours, Ricky. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all good.
You're winning by a lot. It's fine.
Yeah, so I'm a quick player, so maybe I put through too quick for the live camera.
I love CD from deep.
Oh,
Yeah.
what a putt! That's awesome.
He's so fun to watch jump
consistent.
with, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's just. I mean, every part about his game is so consistent and fun to watch because he's so smooth and he's even putting like he doesn't miss inside the circle putts very often, and then he throws in those kind of putts, sprinkles those in there, so that makes him a tough player and a good competitor for sure.
Yeah, I filmed him at the Music City Open last year, and it was just like it wasn't even a contest. Like he was running away with it, just making
Oh
every
yeah,
circle two putt. It's just like that, you put him on a big open course like this kind of course, or the course in Nashville, like he's gonna do really well because he just doesn't
oh
mess up.
no, exactly, and he throws a lot of shots inside the circle, and he's just such a good inside the circle putter. I think that's his strength.
Yeah.
Let alone even the fact that he's such a smooth thrower. His
Hmm.
inside the circle putting is just so consistent. All right, here's me. Looks like my drive, and that's a very common spot to land, which is a good spot to land on this hole, putting uphill. But this hole really pushes you right, and it's really hard to get back left because of the angle of the hole.
Oh,
Oh, I missed it.
that's a good effort though.
Yeah,
It was at basket height.
yeah,
You probably just missed a
yeah,
little right.
yeah. It happens. Coming down the stretch, a little. You still got those nerves going up a little bit, but still, Simon's close enough to where there's some nerves going. Simon got the nice two also. It's a good hole to pick up. Two out of the four people birdied it. I think that's pretty solid. But considering the angle and the wind and the slope of this hole, I think that's pretty good.
So you're up by a little bit here. When do I know they don't ever go away completely, but when do the nerves kind of go away where you're like, I got this in the bag? Like, do you ever feel like that?
Yeah, it definitely at a certain point. Maybe if it's like hole two, 2 or 3 holes left, I'm up 6 or 7. Maybe something that scenario, I would kind of loosen up a little bit and just kind of play for par down the stretch. But any other time, it's really just it's game on all the way till the end, so that part is something that as a competitor you have to train yourself to really not let up too early because it's easy to be like, oh, I got a couple strokes to mess with, and then next thing you know, you let 3 or 4 slip by in 4 holes, and you're like, oh, geez.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the mindset that you don't want to get into. Simon's going to crush through this headwind, and this is a huge headwind. This is like probably going to knock off 50 to 100 feet off your shot. So he
Whoa.
throws it. Oh wow, he crushes that. That was a great shot. A hole like this, throwing that far, it's tough to fight through that headwind, and he's able to do it because he's got enough arm speed. Johnny keeps his disc nice and low, so he might go through the wind low enough. As you can see, that's pretty low. And
Looks like it's turning over a bit.
yeah, he might have turned it over a little touch because that headwind. There is some OB over there, but he's a good wind player for that reason because he throws nice and low and hard, and he's always more times than not he's right at the basket, and he's a great player for that reason.
I feel like
Here's me.
Oh, sorry, go for it.
No, you're good.
What are you throwing here?
I'm probably throwing some type of enforcer or something. I played it a little safe to the left. I think that's when I had a pretty good cushion, and I wasn't going to mess with the wind too much.
Hmm.
because there's OB on the right. If you turn it or don't throw a good angle, it can go like Johnny looks like he did. He played a drop there, and he's playing for 4 now.
What
Uh,
would you throw on this hole this year? Would you be throwing a destroyer or you throwing
yeah,
T-bird or something?
yeah, I'd probably so it depends on the wind. If there's no wind, I can throw a real hard T-bird shot and get down there, or if there's wind, I'm throwing a destroyer. But it's pretty, as you can see, it's pretty pinched off down by the green, so it's a good shot, and you really got to throw a controlled angle to get into the green there. Otherwise, you're gonna hyzer off left, kind of by where Chris went, or go right and maybe go OB, like kind of where what happened to Johnny.
Hmm.
Chris is in a real weird spot here. It's like a half putt, half throw. It's not really that far, but he's really got to get over this crap and then back drop towards the basket. So it looks like he hit some of the stuff, but he's got a putt. He'll probably
Yeah,
get it.
yeah, he's close enough. It looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
mean, this was one of the holes. Like, so I don't know if you've seen. We've been doing our Dream 18
Yeah. Yeah.
on the Pro Tour Instagram,
Yeah.
and this is one of the ones that I thought like if Maple Hill 14 is going to lose, it's because of this hole. Like Maple Hill
Yes.
14 won, and it's like an amazing hole. But this
Yeah.
one is also really cool.
It's similar. It's very similar to that hole actually. It's like downhill, long par three with OB at a lot of spots, but this just doesn't have the water. But yeah, it's very similar in all aspects, I think.
Hmm. So, someone in the chat is asking, what's your favorite course in Charlotte?
Favorite course in Charlotte, huh? So I didn't get a chance to play the new Hornets Nest layout because I've been with the Pro Tour being there. Had the Lyme disease and stuff, so I didn't get to play that. But I really like Nevin. Nevin is one of my favorites. We played it for Worlds in I believe 2014.
Uh huh.
I believe is when Charlotte Worlds was there. So I really got to like that course a lot. Such a good challenge. I really like the Stan McDaniel design. He's a club member and a legend in the Charlotte area. He designed a lot of the courses, a lot of super tight wooded, like to the point where you hit the gap or you're going to probably get a bogey at best on some of the holes. So Charlotte golf is really tight. And it creates a lot of good wooded players. Jeremy Colling,
Yeah.
MJ, all those guys are just really good woods players for that reason because those courses are just designed in that way to where if you play those every day, you're going to throw really good tunnel shots quick if you're forced to.
Yeah, for sure. That's how I feel too. I learned how to play in Connecticut. It's like the same thing. Like you just get
Yeah,
really good at it really quick.
yeah.
But
Otherwise, you get punished all the time. Yeah, like have you played in Cranberry?
yeah, yeah, Cran. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. What's the name of that course again? I played that like when I was
It,
first.
it it's called Cranberry. Everyone just calls it Cran
Okay.
though.
Yeah, that course is sweet. I played a tournament there a couple years back.
Yeah,
That was
the Cranberry Classic,
a
man.
classic. Yeah, that
That's
was a big event for like 2000, right around 2013. It was a big event. I think was when everyone started playing that.
yeah. They had Nico there a few
Yep.
years, and yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. That course is sick. Yeah.
The
It's
Solang brothers.
yeah. Oh, dude,
They're cool.
Bard
Oh yeah, board
or board
short. Yeah,
board. Yeah,
yeah.
it's pronounced board, but it looks like Bard.
Is
But
it
yeah,
bar? It does. Yeah.
yeah. I played with him. My like second Open tournament ever.
Nice.
We were playing at Bridgeport, and that dude is like the smoothest guy I've ever seen.
Oh
He's
yeah.
so good.
Yeah, they're good people for sure. Johnny looks like he's trying to save his four, and he has some. Didn't that basket's raised up on that little that log there, so it makes it tough into the wind. Simon, is he tapping in
Is
for
he
two?
parked?
Yeah, I think he did. He threw
I
an
think he's.
amazing shot.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looks like he did.
that's awesome. Like I mean, he
Yeah,
nearly pinned it. Like it looked like
yeah,
he nearly hit the base of the thing.
totally. He went past the basket with this headwind and all the other variables fighting against you on this hole. That's a really good pickup. I think he's starting to put a little pressure on me now, from what I can remember.
It's probably like 3 or 4 or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. So it's not too much, but it's enough to keep me thinking for sure.
Especially because 18 is such a like crazy hole. You know, anything
Yeah,
can happen.
they're gonna be a two-stroke swing on 18. This hole is kind of a short par three. I don't remember exactly what happens, but if I had to guess, I would say at least 3 out of 4 people are gonna birdie it, if not all four.
Yeah,
Simon
right.
throws a shot. Yeah, that's a good shot.
I remember this one
Yeah,
being like just so simple and thinking like it doesn't
yeah,
really fit in with the rest of the course.
not really too much, but it's one of those holes to where yeah, you're not really gaining a stroke with a two, but the only thing you can do is lose a stroke if you par it.
How do you feel about these kind of holes on pro tour courses like in general?
I don't know. I think that it's kind of fun to try and get an ace run in there because this is a hole to where we are kind of thinking like ace run a little bit, but there is a slope on this hole. I don't know. It's really hard to say. I think I would prefer not to have them, but I'm
Hmm.
not going to knock it. I think that they're having holes that we can ace and have fun, gain a stroke that way, and get the spectators engaged in that aspect is kind of cool. But I would prefer not. I mean, it's 270. There is a little trouble, but it's pretty much just for our skill set. The trees that are in the way are so easy to manage for us that they're pretty much not really in the way. You're not going to see many people hit a tree on this hole. There are early left, if you saw it off, there is a tree, but as you can see, everybody put it inside the circle, and you're going to see more than likely 3 out of 4 or 4 out of 4 make
Yeah,
their
like
birdie.
I mean Johnny's the furthest away, and he's like,
Exactly. He's 23 feet or something. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
So,
Yeah,
so
it's interesting kind of balancing like, do you want a hole where you can do something crazy like this?
uh,
Like you can do something crazy like hit an ace if you want,
right.
but balancing it with like making it too easy. Where I think this one is like on the too easy side, where it's like
Yeah, I agree with that.
yeah. I feel like if I walk up to a hole and I feel like I can birdie it, it shouldn't be on the pro tour. Like that's
Right, right, totally. That's a good way to gauge it. Yeah,
yeah,
no, for sure. And just like anything, you don't want to hold too hard, and you don't want to hold holes too easy either. But I think as top players, we rather see a hole too hard than too easy.
hmm
You know,
yeah, yeah, for sure.
we like the challenge.
Yeah, definitely. So let's go. Oh,
This
this is the
hole,
five, right? With the
yeah,
pond
this
or
is
the
an
lake.
amazing hole. It's crazy. It ends with two out of the last 3 holes are par five to finish. So that part's awesome.
Yeah.
Uh, Simon, I'm sure he's going to throw a crush. There's a tree out deep. Yeah, he went just left of that tree. So that big tree right there, they just went under. You want to go either left or right of that to have a second shot in for an eagle on this hole. And he threw it great. But if you get stuck behind that, then you're really scrambling to get over the lake on the second shot. So I'm throwing. There's a little bit of wind, so I'm heading towards that tree that I was talking about, and I went a little left of it. So that's actually going to be an open shot. So yeah, if you can see the fairway here, and the idea is to go straight and then hyzer past that tree where Simon was,
Uh huh.
and then there's a second shot over a lake. So it's really cool. You have to throw over the lake, and then the basket's kind of perched up on a little hill.
So
But
it's
yeah, basically
like a
try to throw
tackable par five.
exactly. Yeah, you can three it, but I mean, yeah, if you don't throw a good first or second shot, you're gonna have trouble, scrambling for a par. So Chris throws probably a D1 or something like that.
Yeah, it's
And
gotta be. It's that green D1. He loves that thing.
yeah, that's his go-to. He's super smooth with that. And yeah, he's in a great spot. It's the second shot's super important on this one. As long as
Uh,
you don't, the one thing you can't do is land behind that one tree, way down, probably like 450.
mhm.
You just got to the left or right of it.
I would
And
never wouldn't have that problem.
Johnny throws his patented smooth low screamer. It's a little bit right, so that's kind of going to be pinched off. I don't know if he's going to be able to attack for the three. I'm throwing some type of fairway driver to try and get over the water.
Let's see.
As you can see, there's the
Did you get
water.
there? Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
so I got across, almost hit Jomez, and then and then yeah, I'm pretty much just going to probably pitch up and take my easy four. But yeah, if you can see, there's a pretty tight gap shot, as you can see from Chris's angle. So it's no gimme to get over the water. You got to really throw a good shot to hit that gap and fight through the wind and get all the way across.
How much do you remember this tournament?
I mean, I don't remember it clear, like perfectly clear, just because we play 30, 25, 30 tournaments a year. But
Hmm.
but I do remember, this stuff rings a bell. It's starting to, become fresh in my head. But it just depends on the tournament. Like some tournaments stick in my head more than others, and I can't really, I couldn't really tell you a reason why. But obviously, I won this, so that helps. But it's just it's something to where some of the tournaments start blending together when you play that many events.
Yeah, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, looks like Johnny tried to go for it, and I think went OB, and so this is the drop zone,
Uh huh.
and looks like he just kind of pitched up and probably gonna get a par.
This is you for your eagle.
Yes, this is me for the eagle, and you can see this it's sloped pretty good. This green, and the wind's pushing right to left. This is a really tough putt. It's
Are you
easy.
running this one?
I don't remember. I would expect me to. I would think I'm gonna run. I'm not gonna be short probably. Oh, I was short.
You were short.
Dang it! I think that right to left wind really scared me.
Mhm.
That's the biggest thing. If you get a right to left wind, the way that I putt with a little hyzer, it can really start sailing over the basket. So
Yeah, for sure.
Simon, in his position, I expect him to really run this. If he can gain a stroke here, then it's game on. I think it's going to be a little more pressure than he went for
Yeah,
it.
I mean he could have gone to 36 and then you would be at a 38, so it would have been a two
Yeah,
shot lead. Yeah.
Totally. So yeah, it's something to where you kind of at that in his spot, you have to run that. And Chris here, he's probably going to do his patented step putt.
There's no way he makes this, right? This is such a crazy putt.
It is a really tough putt. Downhill into a right to left wind with the basket perched the way it is. A lot of variables, but he's smooth. Yeah,
Looks
that
like
putt, as you can see,
he
yeah, it looks like he didn't even run it. As you can see, we all had trouble on that putt, and you can see why the slope and the wind really played a huge factor.
yeah, for sure. I feel like that's something that players of your caliber think about a lot more. Is like amateur level, you think headwind, tailwind. You don't really think about like right to left and left to right
Yeah.
and angles and stuff like that. Oh
Oh,
boy.
Simon. I think once he missed that first one, he kind of knew the tournament was out of reach. So he's a little frustrated at this point, probably.
Oh man. You got to let out a
But
big sigh of relief when Simon misses it
yeah,
like
I
that.
totally. I hate to see it, but when you're competing and you see something like that, it's just like, all right, you finally maybe you can take a deep breath. Um, but yeah, no, like you were talking about, crosswinds play a huge role. I mean, almost just as important as a headwind versus a tailwind. Oh man. Oh, four putted.
Oh
Oh,
no,
no.
Simon.
Oh no.
That's
Oh,
so funny, dude.
I think he's got second place locked up. I don't think Chris is going to catch him, but I guess we'll see after this hole. But yeah, and it also the crosswinds really depend on your putt. If you're a flat putter versus a hyzer putter, if you're
Right.
a hyzer putter and you have a real strong right to left crosswind versus a flat putter, you're going to get way more affected in that
Yeah.
aspect.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's so many variables that a lot of people don't really think about that play a huge role. Like as you can see me, I'm kind of sweating that short putt there because it's so windy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But yeah, every putt reacts different. Everybody has a little bit different spin out of their hand, and that really plays a huge role. And everyone's putt also flies a little different in the wind. Some people that spin putt may drop versus me. If I'm putting a push putt into a tailwind, it may rise, and that's just because of the nose angle, the spin angle, all that different things plays such a huge role. And that's why you can gauge someone's putt to a certain extent, but if you got to know exactly how their release normally is.
Yeah, for sure.
So looks like I went OB left. So there's the fence there. You can see the cameraman, but if you go farther left than the cameraman, there's a fence right there. So I think I went OB actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I'm
So the hard part about this hole is you got to crest that hill, which makes your disc go up in the air more than you would want, and then the wind takes it from there. So you really got to throw it low just over this hill, so that way by the time you get over the hill, you're not too high in the air and sailing left like I did.
yeah.
So we're probably gonna see Chris throw a nice hyzer flip, fairway driver or something. Turned over a little bit. Yeah, he kept it nice and low. See, that's smooth.
That's perfect.
He
Yeah.
kept it lower than me. That was awesome. See, I threw mine too high, and then it just really got exaggerated by that hill. Where it's point A for Chris again, like normal.
Yeah. So how much?
Johnny's.
What's our go for it?
I think he's got the wind ripping. I think he's having one of those rounds where the wind starts ripping right when he steps up on the tee box.
I've seen Philo do that before, where he's like, "Yeah, come on, win. Now's the time."
Right, yeah, now's the time to rip up. Yeah.
But yeah, how much do you watch old tournaments to get ready for? Do you like? Would you go back and like watch an old tournament to get ready for this year's tournament?
Yeah, I mean, I will a little bit. Most of the time when I'm watching stuff, I'll watch videos and stuff when maybe I'm doing something with my form that I want to check out to double check, so that way I can kind of work on working it out and smoothing out my form. So I look at it, watch videos, and I do go back and do that for that aspect, just to critique my form and critique myself, because I feel like I can critique myself the most, because we know so much about our bodies and our muscle memory and all the different stuff going on with our shots. But yeah, I do. It's definitely a tool that we can use as far as going back and kind of seeing what shots we want to practice or work on going into the tournament.
Yeah, just like visualization and stuff.
Yeah, visually, exactly. And then in the field, all right, I'm going to go to the field today and throw a lot of hyzer flip shots, because maybe, just for instance, Jonesboro, there's a lot of hyzer flip shots or something, So that definitely is a tool that we can definitely use. So Chris is in a great spot. This is an awesome spot. Johnny also landed in a good spot. And yeah, you're throwing a hyzer flip putters, most of what these guys are throwing. I throw a sidearm in there, but they're going to throw a nice smooth putter. And this also has a little bit of left to right green shape, so you're going to see a lot of players land left of the green and use the slope to kind of trickle it and filter it towards the basket. So
That's
you can
smart.
actually use the slope to your advantage on this one. And let's see if Chris can do that, or if he does do that.
Yeah, it looks like
It
he
looks like
is.
he just goes straight at it. So that a little low. Yeah. So he's a little low. He's gonna have a stepper there. It's definitely within his range.
He probably plays for the stepper. He loves the stepper.
Yeah. Right. Right. Played with strength for sure.
When you're that good at it. So you did go OB, right?
Yeah. So this fence is OB here. So I did go OB. I'm gonna try and probably save it with a harp or something. Looks like the wind's ripping. Yeah. This round, I remember the wind was ripping for sure.
All right, you can be honest here. There's no one watching. Do you miss the how much do you miss the harp?
Oh, there's no one on.
No, no, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Okay.
There's lots of people watching, but
Okay.
how much do you
Oh,
miss the
you
harp?
almost got me there. Um, no, yeah, I like the harp is a great disc. I'm not gonna hate on it for sure. It's such a smooth disc. It's a great putter, and it's something to where it's so for some reason I've just always been attached to the whatever company I'm sponsored by, the putter that's like not a putting putter but a throwing putter. Like the Pig's a throwing putter, not a putting putter. And
Right.
same with the harp. Like you don't see that many people putt with the harp. It's more just for upshots. And so I've just been so attached to that. You can throw it like almost a mid range. It's almost like a mid range putter type of
Uh-huh.
thing.
Yeah,
And so
exactly.
I've just always been attached to it because I've always thrown a lot of flex shots with sidearms. So this harp and the Pig can both handle the flex line really well. And so I just feel like that's my signature disc as far as just the type of shots that I throw. Fits my game so well.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like everyone when you switched to Innova was like, I can't look at that putt from John E, dude. That's
Great
such a
putt.
dirty putt.
Got a
Yeah.
putt downhill into the wind. Yeah, that was commitment right there. And then Chris before that, of course, like we
Made
said, hit his patent step putt like a
yeah.
genius.
But yeah, dude, I feel like watching you throw a pit like when you switched to Innova and you're throwing like I feel like everyone was like, I can't wait to watch Ricky throw a pig because
Yeah,
like yeah, it's just like I can't wait to watch Ricky throw a Firebird because your
yeah,
sidearm with like your Felon or your fairway Firebirds are like really fun to watch too. So
totally. Yeah. It's similar. Like the Pig and the Firebird are similar discs, just go different distances, but they fly
mhm.
so much similar, so similar. So this hole is really cool. So Chris is gonna go the wide route. So we got a right to left wind right now in this case. So he's gonna go wide, throw it up into the wind, and then play the wind, hopefully pushing him back into the fairway. And looks like that's exactly what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So that's not the exact intended route, I don't believe, from the course designer. But us pros, we've kind of established that we can kind of cheat the hole a little bit. And he got wrapped up in the trees. But yeah, you can see how tall those trees are. But if you can rip, and I'm sure Simon's going to do it, he's got enough arm speed and enough distance to get around that. But this is a perfect win for this hole if you're going to throw up and over the trees and let it kind of filter.
Uh-huh.
And Johnny might throw it on the middle. He's a more of a straight shooter. Yeah, it looks like he is based on where he's lining up. But he's going to go through this gap. And yeah, he turns it a little bit to the right.
And the wins,
But
yeah.
yeah, he's always gonna more times than not, even if there's an over the top route, he chooses the straight up the middle because that's his strength. He's really good at throwing straight shots.
And here comes Simon throwing this big
Simon, of
one.
course, is gonna see the big win, but he's gonna crush one over these trees and just let the wind carry it. And that's how you can three. It looks like they labeled this as a par four. I feel like one year they labeled it as a par five maybe. So that is prime. That is prime.
You
He
can see
can
the
almost
little
throw a putter
stake.
from that. Yeah, he threw it into the absolute perfect landing zone. So should be interesting to see if he can get a three, which is almost feels like an eagle on this hole,
Wow.
even if it's only a birdie. And so here's me. I'm throwing also over the top, and I threw it a little to the right, but I'm sure the wind's going to push it back.
Looks like the camera guy lost it.
Yeah, it looks like it's pretty easy to do. There's a lot of clusters of trees. So I think it looks like I ended up being safe.
And
Or maybe I wasn't. Maybe I was back OB or something.
it
Um,
looks like you just got knocked down a little earlier.
yeah, yeah. So I'm just throwing a skip shot. I'm just throwing it to the mouth, and then gonna probably pitch up for the victory walk.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
That's
Uh,
gotta be a great feeling walking down
yeah.
18, knowing you're gonna win.
Totally. Of course, for the spectators, and it's always fun to be on edge and not really know who's going to win. But as a player, it's always fun to have it wrapped up going into 18 and not have too much pressure.
For sure, dude.
Chris, it looks if you don't get around this cluster, this is what can happen. It looks like you got caught up in that cluster that you're trying to get around, but you can still get a four, which is a solid score on this hole if you can manage to get a decent outshot here.
Can he even like move his arm enough to get
It
the
doesn't
four?
look like it looks like it's jungle in there.
Yeah, man. Jeez. That's a bunker in the
Yeah,
truest
that's
sense.
like That's like you were talking about earlier. If you get in those in the trees or in the bushes or something here at Jonesboro, yeah, that's what you got. Exactly what Chris had. Pretty much nothing. All right, Johnny's throwing a nice flex, nice hyzer with probably something like a triple X or something like that, and it looks like he didn't like it too much. Um, but that's a good landing spot. You want to land there. If you land any further left, you can see where Simon is. He's a
Yeah.
little pinched off from what I thought from the tee, but he's still got a good angle. You want to be a little further right towards that stake.
So he's got to throw like a hyzer now, kind of.
He's got to throw a hyzer, but he's got to push it so close to those trees on the left. Yeah. So that's good. It might be a little wide though. Oh, he got away with it. Nice shot. That's awesome. Perfect shot. Yeah. So you want to get around these trees to the right if you're throwing that hyzer that Simon was throwing, but then there's OB on the right. So you want to make sure that you play a shot that can get around the trees, but yet not OB. Chris throws the sidearm. Looks like, yeah, inside, right, barely inside the circle. So he should be able to save. And I'm just throwing looks probably like another harp or something like that, just to try and get up and down. It looks like it went a little deep even.
Oh yeah, I mean you can just lay up from there too.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, I'm kind of just exactly. So I was kind of maybe trying to throw one in for the crowd.
I like the. I think it's interesting. The rhythm on this card must have been interesting because it's you and Johnny and Simon who are all pretty fast.
Yeah,
And then CD, Chris isn't slow, but he's just like
he's a little more deliberate. We'll put it that way.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, which is fine. That's just part of his style and part of his routine, and we respect that as a group, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Like, oh wow.
Oh, he nails it. Yeah, the wind, like you can't tell very much on this hole for some. Yeah, you can see the trees blowing pretty hard. Yeah, this wind. I mean, it's right up there with like in the same region as GBO.
Really?
The wind blowing open. Yeah, it's not far away. So the Midwest, like at this time of year, is so windy. Call it the wind blown open instead of the glass blown open. It's always so windy.
Man,
yeah.
I remember the putts last. Like I remember CD had maybe a 10 footer. It couldn't have been more than that, and he took the full 30 seconds just because it was whipping right at him.
Oh, totally. Simon with a nice 3. That's solid. That's a really good 3, and especially in this wind.
Yeah.
It was a good finish strong. I'm sure he locked up solo second. As a competitor, I know he's disappointed. He wants to win, But yeah, no, this is a great course for Simon. Also, he's bombs over most of the trouble. He takes the trouble out of play just because of how far he can throw, and then it comes down to just putting and up shots and playing smart when he feels like he needs to. Chris is gonna have to. I'm sure he's battling with someone.
Yeah, I think Nico
in the scoreboard. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that wind really pushed it down.
He needed the power.
He lifted up on the way by and then pushed down on the putt back.
He needs the power of the beard. He'll grow that out and then he'll be a lot stronger.
Yeah, exactly, for sure. Yeah, that's back when looks like we had a couple dude sponsors. They were sponsoring the Pro Tour at one point. Oh, I got pushed in the wind too. Everybody pushed.
That's fine. You were just laying up for the win.
Yeah, but it's still nice to finish with a make, but still, yeah. So yeah, that was awesome. That was a good. So I did bogey that hole.
That's a fresh cut, Ricky. You got the.
I know, right? That back when we could go to the hairdresser, in the barbershop.
Dude, it's like I don't know what I'm gonna do if this goes on much longer, because like it's already getting like.
I have to just buzz it, right? That's the only thing you know how to do. That's the only thing I know how to do.
Well, I don't have like any of the stuff. Like I don't know what I'm like. I have literally no idea what I'm gonna do. 'Cause I don't have like a razor. I don't have any haircut stuff.
Right. That's so funny. Yeah, because you're in New York, right?
Yeah, so I can't even go outside, dude. I'm in New York City.
It's really as bad as the media is saying it is?
It's not great.
I didn't picture that, but for sure. But
it looks like a ghost town out there, which is crazy because it's New York,
Oh yeah, you don't expect to see that, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and everyone just walks around like looking at each other like we're all scared. Like
right, you're like don't go by me.
Yeah, exactly. Like I went running this morning, and if you see someone running the other way, like you gotta like go into the street and like go around them. It's crazy. And everyone's got to wear a mask. What's that?
So you run with a mask?
I don't run with the mask, but like if I'm just going out like walking around, I try and I don't have a mask, so I wrap a bandana around my mouth.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess I guess they were saying like the way it's airborne or whatever, you can like you can get it like pretty easily from walking like by people and stuff.
Yeah, it's
crazy. So I heard, it's.
Hopefully we'll be playing golf here and all.
I know.
Golf here soon.
So so Portland Open's the next tournament that is hopeful.
Yeah, so there's something the PGA Tour like ball golf is going to be
Yeah.
back with no spectators in like May, I think, May or
Okay.
June.
Yeah.
So, and Portland Open's not till later than that even. So, I think we're optimistic that Portland is going to happen.
Oh wow.
So,
So, but it's still not 100%.
I would say we're pretty optimistic that Portland's going to
Okay.
happen.
I gotcha. Cool.
SFO is in the air, but we'll see. And like if they move Worlds back, maybe we can move SFO back or something. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's still kind of up in the air.
Okay.
We're all still kind of
You talk
figuring
to
stuff
Jeff and
out.
stuff about it.
Yeah. So I mean, we talk about it, every week, just
Uh-huh.
different updates. That's more Jeff's concern than mine.
Yeah, for sure.
That's me. I'm
Okay.
just here making stuff.
No,
But
yeah, dude.
anyone in the
Um,
chat got questions
yeah,
for
I'll
Ricky?
take a couple questions before I leave if you guys want.
Yeah. I got Ricky. What is your biggest inspiration in life?
Oh, nice.
You always seem so happy and motivated.
um, yeah, no, I think I've changed a lot ever since I got Lyme, and I've just kind of just being healthy, eating healthy, and just having a healthy lifestyle has really gave me a good outlook on life. I think I've just, I've gotten a lot more comfortable, and just for some reason, yeah, I just feel like I'm happier. I've been doing the YouTube stuff. That's really been awesome. It's awesome to showcase my personality outside the course, because most people don't really realize that I like to fish. I like to laugh. I like to do all kinds of fun stuff. Obviously disc golf's my passion. It's my career, but just like anything, you got to mix it up and do other fun stuff to be able to really take your mind off of it for at least a little bit. Just like anything, if you do anything too long, you're gonna burn yourself out. So
Oh, dude,
so
for
yeah, I like to
sure.
have fun and yeah, like I'm into sports. I run. Just like I saw you running around Vista at the. So I do. I do run. I do. Like I said, fish, hiking. I'm going hiking later today actually,
That's
up
awesome.
in Northern California. So yeah, I just keep. But I still at the same time I'm all business on the course, but it doesn't mean that's how I am all the time.
Yeah, I mean, one of the positive things about Corona is that it ended the calf season. It made it so you
Yeah.
didn't
Oh,
have to
exactly. Right. That's like it never happened. No,
you didn't have to
totally.
deal with it anymore.
Exactly. That's so funny. It's true. Uh,
um, had you?
there's a couple teams like that. The Warriors too.
Yeah,
It's just
exactly.
one of their rebuild years.
Exactly, dude. It's like, dude, everything just always works out for the Warriors. It's so
Exactly.
annoying.
Yeah.
Classic Warriors. So Jeremy, I'm just not even gonna try your last name, Jeremy
Yeah.
Slizzes. Now that you're back with Innova, do you wish you hadn't sold all your old AJ destroyers, or does it not make a difference what destroyer you use? Did you have like a run of destroyer that you like? I mean, obviously your
Yeah.
two-time ones are great.
Right. Yeah. So I do throw the Raptor ones. They're a little understable for my arm speed. But the new ones actually are really awesome. So we just came out with the Saki bot and then the signature model. So two different ones, and they're more overstable. So I'm able to throw those. So I'm super pumped about that. Out here in the off season 2.0, I'm starting to throw those again and really dial them in because they just released in I think Vegas. And so those ones are really awesome. But yeah, I definitely there's some runs of destroyers that I'm bummed that I sold back in the day when I went to Latitude because
Yeah,
I would like to have back as throwers for sure.
dude, those AJs they go so far.
They do, and
Uh,
it's the plastic, and the old school plastic like that just is almost unbeatable.
yeah, for sure. Uh, Nicolas Ahola, I'm assuming from Finland. He wants to know, do you miss Finland and the people?
Yes, I do miss Finland. I miss the spectators, and I miss the how enthusiastic and how much pride they have and they take in disc golf and how professional they treat it. So
Yeah.
the spectators, the players, they treat disc golf like a true professional sport over there, and it's definitely something I'm really bummed that I'm not going to be going to Europe this year because of everything going on. So, but I'm sure UC is going to have some big stuff in store in 2021 once we go back. But yeah, Finland is one of my favorite places to play disc golf because of that, all the spectators and how professional they treat all the players and the sport.
Yeah, that's super high on my list of things to
Yeah,
do is just do some disc golf related thing in the Nordic countries just because
totally.
it just seems like a whole like different experience.
It is. I think it's the second most popular sport in Finland, besides hockey. It's hockey and then disc golf.
Whoa. Yeah,
So
dude, that's what Seppo was telling me. He's saying like every person has like a basket in their front yard or something.
yeah, like when I'm over there and I'm practicing, like I would just go to a random school and they'll have like baskets to putt at and practice at.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
every school has baskets. Yeah, it's pretty neat. It's pretty
It's like how
awesome.
we have basketball courts. They just have
Exactly.
disc golf
Right.
baskets. That's sick.
Mm-hmm.
This is a good one. Uh, will Ricky be bagging the new Warthog? Warhog?
Warhog, yeah. So it's a new prototype from Innova. It's similar to a pig, but it's actually, believe it or not, I feel like it's actually more overstable.
Oh wow.
Yeah, which is crazy to think. It's not by much, but yeah, it's a slightly different feel than a pig, but it's very comparable and very similar. But it's just got a totally different profile. So if you don't like, for some reason, the profile of the pig, the Warhog may be a good complement or a good substitute for that, as it has a similar flight, just with a different feel. So
Are you gonna try that one out? Have you tried it?
I have thrown it, so I messed around with it, and Innova sent me a couple of prototypes just because they want me to test them out. But I don't know, I just so hard to get away from the pig. I like the way the pig feels,
Hmm.
so there's no really reason for me to switch. I have something I like, and just like anything, it ain't broke, don't fix it. So
Dude,
so
I totally know what you mean. I feel like everyone's telling me like, dude, you got to throw this. It's like better than the T-bird. Dude, you got to throw this. It's better than the T-bird. And it's like, I got this T-bird. I've had this
right,
T-bird for like 5 years. What do you want me to do? Like, I'm not gonna get rid of this T-bird. It's
right.
perfect. So
Know that if you mess up, it's not the disc's fault. It's you messed up your angle or whatever. That's what I like. Like I can handle if I mess up as long as I know that it's my fault, not the disc. So like I can make critiques and I can change that. But you just don't want to have an inconsistent disc. That's the number one thing.
yeah, for sure, man,
Yeah.
for sure. All right, let's give you one last one. Let's see. Will there be? Actually, let's just say, what's your favorite vlog that you've done? Like what I know you've been
Yeah.
vlogging. Like what's that been like,
Yeah.
dude?
It's been fun. It's been awesome. Like I said earlier, it's the biggest thing is I want to showcase how my personality outside the course because people don't get to see that enough, I don't think. So me laughing, me genuinely just having a good time, showing my passion for the sport, throwing trick shots, throwing one disc rounds, just all kinds of different content like that has been fun. But the most fun, let's think, the most fun I had filming, um, actually, I had fun with the pig. I think the pig round was really cool just to showcase like how versatile the pig is. You
Yeah.
can throw hyzer flips, all the different angles I was throwing with it, and I played really well. I think I shot 1,000 rated round,
Wait,
according to like
really?
looking up on PDGA. Yeah, with just the so I didn't just throw a pig, so I cheated a little bit. I threw pig and a KC AVR for putting. So so I threw pig on every shot until I got like pretty much inside the circle, and then I putted with the AVR. So yeah, that was a fun challenge. I think people enjoyed it. People were really enjoying seeing me laugh and seeing me kind of laid back a little bit as opposed to seeing the serious me in tournament mode all the time.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like everybody who like because that's what I thought before I like started filming disc golf. And then when you see you not on the course, like on the course, you're like
Yeah,
all business, which is like
yeah,
respect. That's your
yeah.
job. Like of course you're
Uh,
serious. But then
sure.
like when we're like in backups or we're just hanging out, like you always got a smile on your face. You're always laughing.
Yeah.
Like it's so it's cool that people are getting to see that side of you too. So that's awesome that you're
Oh,
doing that.
yeah. It's awesome to show it to people and see that they're enjoying it. So I'm gonna keep doing it for sure.
Absolutely, man. Well, Ricky, man, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah.
Congratulations on winning the 2017 Jonesboro Open.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it, dude.
Yeah, and
Um,
hopefully we'll be out there soon. We'll see you. Maybe, I don't know when we'll see you, but we'll see you at some point.
yeah, we'll see you when we see you, man. Yeah, thanks for having me on, and hit me up if you need any more stuff from me.
Awesome, man. Thank you,
All
Ricky,
right, guys.
and
Thanks for joining in, everybody.
yeah, thank you guys for watching.